Hi, everyone, and welcome. This is a new video series called Three Things You Need to Know. And in it, we want you to hear straight from the experts on a variety of topics. They will share in their own words what you need to know right now. My name is Jennifer Best, and I'm the head of marketing at AAE Speakers Bureau, also known as All American Entertainment. We work with event professionals and meeting organizers to book celebrities, entertainers, and speakers for events and conferences. Today, I'm joined by an amazing speaker, and I'm excited for you to meet him. After being put into foster care at the age of 3, being adopted into an all-white family at the age of 14, losing his NFL career to injury, and more, Anthony Trucks learned early in life how to shift with the changes. It shouldn't have been possible for him to become an NFL athlete or a successful entrepreneur, but Anthony wasn't willing to settle. His entire life has been about beating the odds and redefining what's possible given that he was dealt with. His personal mission is to help others understand their past and present so that they can shift their identity, elevate their life and business, and take control of their lives. Hello, Anthony.
Hey, thank you for having me. I like this concept you guys got going on. It's pretty fun. It's cool because I get to go and talk about the things that are passionate to me, and you did a great job of explaining the background as to why it's even something I talk about. So thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Excited to have you share your 3 things you need to know about embracing the shift.
Yeah.
In case our audience is not familiar with the shift, can you give us a brief explanation what you mean?
Yeah. We all experienced it. Shift is essentially pretty simple. Anything that adjusts in our life, whether we choose for it to, or it happens without us wanting to, like this whole last couple of years of our life, I see. Those are shifts. The interesting part is if you proactively make shifts, that's what changes your life. So as much as most people react to them, you can actually proactively adjust those. And it starts by making a shift inside at a core level, my realm of work's identity. And those shifts inside make massive changes to your life outside.
Wow, I definitely have been feeling the shift. I'm sure a lot of other people who are listening in right now also have over the past year. I'll say you made that transition to virtual events like we did this year. And you know that I'm a big fan of your virtual studio there. Are you back to attending in-person events now?
I am, thankfully. Actually, the time we're recording this, I am about to go onto my first stage in like a year almost in 4
Wow.
days. So I'm
That's,
excited. But I don't think virtual is going to disappear, to be quite honest. Well, I hope it doesn't, because I put a lot of time, energy, and finances into this studio. So I like it. But I
yeah.
think there's a good nuance of the aspect of the back and forth. But even the fact that it exists was me coming into this, situation where stage is closed down. Like my bills don't stop coming. So I got to find a way to still pay my bills. But my heart loves to serve. So I was like, how do I continue to keep doing this and show being the shift guy? I was like, well, I better, put money where my mouth is kind of and learn the process. And so I've since been able to kind of take all these things I do and get to work with companies like T-Mobile and PayPal and Amazon,
Wow.
Lockheed Martin, a lot of cool companies that we're all looking for those who are, we're trying to be at that forefront edge of doing things right in this kind of new world we're living in. And so it's been pretty fun actually, and it's been a very good learning curve for me to figure out how do I continue to keep doing what I'm doing with this
Mhm.
shifting world, which has always been my life. So I just kind of did what I already knew to do, but I've actually had fun with it, to be quite honest. It's been fun, but I'm not going to lie. I can't wait to get back on the stage and do what I do in real life.
Well, I would say, wow, those are some amazing companies you just named right there. So yeah, no, I think virtual will be around for a little bit longer too, and so we're just excited that things are opening back up again, and we're starting to see those hybrid events coming in. So I'm
Yeah.
excited, just like you, to get back out there and get on the road. But I'm also excited for you to share with us the 3 things we need to know right now about embracing the shift. What is the first thing we should know?
Yeah, so there's this one first one I'm gonna talk about. It's called mastering moments. Here's what I've noticed in the world that we live in. We have these moments that come, and we always had that statement of hindsight's 2020, right? Oh, I wish I would have, could have, should have. And I find that what people unfortunately do not do is they don't actually respond to situations. They react to them. And that's why the moment passes us and we go, oh, I wish I would have, I should have, or I could have, right? And what happens is most people, they react because they go off of the current identity they have, just running in place. They never stop and go, but is that the person I want to be? Is that decision? Is that the kind of person? Like, think as a parent, when my kids act up and, I may freak out. I'm like, that's not the parent I want to be, right? I want to be a better parent than that. The reason is because in the moment, I just reacted. Whereas if a response comes in, a response says, I had this moment happen. I'm going to step back, master this moment for a moment by simply breathing it in, thinking through it. What do I want my response to be? And that response should be in line with the kind of person you want to be. And it's interesting because that kind of person has the things you want to have in life. If it's more time, more energy, more freedom, more joy, whatever it might be. And so
Wow.
when I say it moves mountains, that whole concept of moving mountains means like that's a big thing to do, right? Shifting your identity feels pretty big. And the only way you do that's by mastering moments. And so the first thing, if you want to embrace shift, is say, look, there's a lot going on and it is crazy, but if I can choose to respond and not just react, I can master the moments more actively and I can move mountains in my life.
Wow. Wow. I don't know what you're going to come up with next because that was pretty powerful right there. When you break it down like that, I mean, reaction is so, I mean, I know so many people out there deal with that. They react before they think. And I just love how you explain that because I feel like it's manageable.
Yeah.
So what's the second thing we need to know about embracing the shift?
Yeah. The second thing happens to do with what we're all experiencing right now, which is a loss of identity. And it's whether it's I lost this job I had, I lost these friends, I lost my ability to commute to my job or stop at my favorite coffee shop. Just something is now removed from my life. It doesn't mean I totally lost it, but it's not the common norm experience for me anymore. So when it happens, we think we've lost things. We think we've lost a sense of self. And the reality is you've never actually lost anything. In fact, the way I look at it, it's a gain because you've had to gain a new level of growth as a human into something, right? If you think about actually from a physiological standpoint, whenever I am faced with difficulties at a conscious level, my brain actually releases a protein that it actually releases more genetic code. So I become more potential, we'll call it. What's interesting is whenever we feel like we've lost, we're led to have stress. And that stress is helping us gain more of who we already are at a physiological level, oddly. And so you've never lost anything. You still have all the knowledge, all the experience, all the clout, everything you already know, but you're now being forced to go into a new place and face new opposition. So you're gaining new information, new knowledge to add to what you already know. So it may feel like a loss, but for me, it's a gain because what you're learning now, you'll be able to apply to something later on and have even more success.
Wow, that's fantastic. I mean, I think it's all about perspective is really what I'm hearing you say here. Like, I mean, we do have to, I mean, it can be overwhelming. I mean, we've been through a pandemic. It can be really overwhelming and the negativity's out there. And to be able to reframe it and look at what you've learned from the experience, I think that's a fantastic point that you just made there. Okay, so last but not least, what is the third thing we need to know about embracing the shift?
Oh, the third thing, my favorite one, which no one thinks about, but I happened like in my life, I played in the NFL and I lost my career to a football injury. And so what happened is when I come home, I had to figure out who I was without football. And anytime you've lost something, which we've all experienced, Reese, we just talked about, right? You lose a piece of yourself, and it may not be a complete loss. Maybe it's not your norm anymore. And so what happens when that's removed from your life? You've left the sports world, you've left the military, you've sent a kid off to college, you've left a job, you've left a relationship, or you've had an injury and you can't do something. No matter what it is, when you can't continue to live in the way that you did, that thing, it removes. It's kind of like I call the fruit of your labor, right? The fruit of my labor. I worked real hard. I got this fruit, and this fruit fell off the tree in that experience, that moment. It fell off the tree, and the fruit will roll around for a little bit. The fruit can last, right? For me in football, when I came home, I lost that part of my career, I had a crisis, but I was okay for a little bit. But eventually, that fruit is going to rot. And it does over time, but you can, for a little bit, be picked up, taken to the store. I can buy it, take it to my house. But when it rots, I feel like that. And what I've found for a lot of my life and other people, when we have these moments happen, we never take into account that we've never been the fruit. We've always been the tree.
Wow.
A lot of people, we assume we're the job, we're the relationship, we're the body, we're the career, all this stuff. And when we lose it, we feel like we lost ourselves. But the reality is, no, you are the tree that created that fruit. You created the relationship, created the home, the car, you created the time, all these things. And if you can go back and take care of the tree and give it the right nutrients, take care of the rest of the fruit, you have more and sweeter fruit in time. And so there's this myth that the fruit of our labor, that we are the fruit when we never have been. And those people who can go back and go, let me take care of the tree again, you'll find you produce even better and more abundant fruit.
Wow. That is something else. I love that statement. I always think about the fruit, and everything in my world is fruit. I love fruit. But thinking about it in the perspective of you're the tree, and that means you can make more fruit. You can continue to be, produce different things and experiences in your life. And if you frame it like that, then it's not about the loss. It's about what's next, right?
Yeah. 100%. It's always about, because I think what we do is we end up taking care of like just that one fruit. We don't realize when you do that, you stop paying attention to the rest of the fruit. That's why when one thing goes out, my health goes down, relationship goes down, the business tanks, because I lost, I don't know, a parent or something. And like, it sucks, but you're the tree, go take care of that thing. You actually have all those things be better.
Wow, that's amazing. So, Anthony, thank you so much for sharing your 3 things you need to know about embracing the shift with everybody today. I mean, you have managed in the matter of minutes to help change feel a lot more manageable and productive. So I just want to mention to everybody to book Anthony for an upcoming event. Visit the link in the description below or check him out on aaespeakers.com. Also, I wanted to mention that you have a new book coming out this August. Do you want to talk for a sec about that?
No, of course I do. It's the fruit of one of the fruits of my labor, right? I took a lot of years to learn this from a research standpoint and also from like programs and coaching people in speeches. And I put a book out that's called Identity Shift: Upgrade How You Operate to Elevate Your Life. And in that, I really take into account the process behind the scene. It's not just all frilly, emotional, feel good, but like the actual steps of how do I structurally make an identity shift. If you read that book and apply what actually is in the book, you can create whatever you want in life, quite literally whatever you want. And then there's some free giveaways that I'm giving to you guys just for allowing me to have the time to spend with you too.
No, well, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to say the link to order copies of Anthony's book, it will be in the show notes here in the description. For anybody who's already ordered the book, I hear we can get a copy of the workbook that pairs with it. We will have a link to that as well in our description and how you can get yourself a copy of that. We will have several autographed copies of Anthony's book to give away. So the way that you can enter and win one of those is to visit us on social media, either on visit All American Entertainment on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and you'll find out how to enter. So Anthony, thank you so much for spending some time with me today.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you soon.